Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. I also want to acknowledge Al Akyam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. It's lucky I got hiccups out of nowhere. So, yeah, I'm going to do this lesson. It was kind of inspired. I was at camp last night. And through the Spirit, I had Googled the gifts of the tribes, right? So I figured I'm going to do a little series, Lord's willing, of the gifts of each tribe. You know, we all have our own characteristics. We all have our own gifts. So, you know, Lord's will, I get through all the tribes. But, you know, let's see. So, yeah, we'll start out with Judah, the head tribe, the lead tribe of Israel, which the tribe of Judah are the so-called American blacks, okay? The so-called American Negro, all right? That's the tribe of Judah, okay? And the word Judah, it means Yahweh thanks, like Yahweh thanks. And then this is how you say it in Hebrew is Yahwadah. That's how you say Judah, Yahwadah. Okay? So, let's go to Genesis 49:8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. All right, and the father's children are who? The rest of the tribes. So all the world basically is set up to bow down to Judah, because Judah is the head tribe. And that's why Judah is such a big influence on the whole planet Earth. Even though Judah is, you know, in a low state right now, overall, you know, even in their low state, they're the head tribe. They still pretty much shine on the planet Earth, you know. Yeah, we're under the curses, we're under the punishments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but Judah is still still a powerful tribe, man, even in their lowest state, even in our lowest state, right, as the tribes. But just look into, you know, human behavior. Look at how the world tries to mimic Judah, right? You have all the tribes and the heathen even. They want to sing like Judah. They want to dance like Judah. They want to be athletic like Judah, you know? You even have those white girls, those Edomites, who be getting their hair, you know, like the reggae style, and they try to get the woolly hair like Judah. And it goes back to the Bible, because Judah is the head tribe, really, it's the head tribe of Israel, but at the end of the day, Judah is the head tribe of all the tribes of the planet Earth, including the heathen, you know. So it says in verse 9, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Okay? So a lion's whelp is dealing with a cub, right? So Judah's become a prey because of, you know, our wickedness. Because by the same token, they're the head tribe, so they're also the most accountable, because it's like if you have an older brother, right? Because Judah's our older brother, in the blessing, you know, not in the physical, because he wasn't Jacob's first son. But the point being is he's the older brother. He in the spirit, he was the head. He is the head tribe, head of all the tribes. So he's accountable more. Okay, it's part of the reason why Judah, and collectively you can say Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, have caught the most hell under the curses out of all the tribes. And all the tribes, don't get me wrong, all the tribes have caught a lot of hell. But Judah, it's a curse. We're under the curses as the 12 tribes of Israel, but Judah is catching hell on a different level. Okay, so it's because like I was gonna say, if you have an older brother and you're hanging out with your older brother, he's going to influence you, right? He's going to be your influence. You might look up to him, and then if y'all go out and get in trouble, your parents are gonna be like, yo, you're the older brother, you know better, you're leading your brethren, your younger brothers in the spirit, right? So you're going to be more accountable. So that's what it is. Judah has caught and is catching hell under the curses, because when you're the leader, you're also more accountable. Okay? So let's read verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and until him shall the gathering of the people be. Okay? So Judah, that's what they call the laws after, like the judicial system. It goes back to Judah. The laws of Judah. So I had typed in, and I wish I could go to on my screen. I'm just gonna have to read it to you. But I had typed in at camp yesterday, and I was actually looking up my tribe, Gad. So I typed in, what are the gifts of the tribe of Gad, just to see what it would say, right? And I decided to do this series, what are the gifts of the separate tribes, the different characteristics of the tribes. So we starting out with Judah today. I don't know if I'm going to get through all the tribes. Lord's will, I'll do some and then take a break, go back to regular lessons, and then go back and do until I get all the tribes done in this new series that I'm doing. So anyway, what are the tribes of what are the gifts of the tribe of Judah is what I typed in on Google. And it says, first of all, leadership, right? Let me see. Let me change that word, because I had there we go. Okay, I'm going to read an AI overview. What it says about Judah. It says the tribe of Judah's key characteristics include a symbol of a lion, right? The Lion of Judah, which is Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, while I'm on that subject, obviously Yahweh Shai sprung out from the tribe of Judah, right? He came from the tribe of Judah, according to the scriptures. Yahweh Shai, the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus, he was a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. Okay, and I know I'm going into basics and fundamentals. I know a lot of brothers know this stuff. Of course, you know this stuff, but we always have new. Like our Apostle Tahar says, we always have new viewers, new eyes on the truth. So you sometimes you go back to the basics, okay? So let's grab that real quick. Hebrews. (7 and 14). It says, for it is evident that our Lord, Yahweh Shai, sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning the priesthood. Right? Because we're all priests after Yahweh Shai. But before that was the Levites. But when Yahweh Shai was on the earth, he gave it, that's part of our blessing through Yahweh Shai, that all of the tribes, all of the men of Israel would have a holy priesthood. That's where if you're a man, if you're so-called Black, Latino, and Native American, you're supposed to know this truth. You're supposed to be a holy priesthood, according to the scriptures. All right. So I'm reading this AI overview, and let's see. What are the characteristics of the tribe of Judah? It says a lineage that produced kings like David and the Messiah, Yahushua, and a pioneering spirit. Evidence by their role in conquering territory and their lasting prominence as the core of the kingdom of Judah and modern. Well, never mind. I'm not going to read that part because that's where the internet goes off when it comes to this truth. And through the Spirit, you have to be able to discern when it's going off and when it's on point. But it says lasting prominence as the core of the kingdom of Judah. You're right, the core, because why? Because collectively speaking, you have Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. That's the kingdom of Judah. There was 3 tribes. All right. So it says symbolic characteristics. The Lion of Judah. Judah's tribal symbol was a lion, symbolizing his strength, courage, and success in battle. This symbol represents power and leadership for the tribe's descendants. Right. Historical and lineage characteristics. Kingship and Messiah. Judah was destined to have kings and national prominence, producing King David and King Solomon, and is prophesied that the Messiah would also come from the tribe of Judah, which, again, Yahushua. The genealogies of both King David and Yahushua are traced back to the tribe of Judah. Prominent and dominant after the conquest of Canaan, the tribe of Judah became the most powerful and important tribe, dominating the southern part of the land and giving its name to the southern kingdom of Judah. Right, they're the head tribe. They're the head tribe of all 12 tribes. But when there was a split after King Solomon, you had the northern and southern kingdom. Southern kingdom was, led by Judah. It says spiritual and cultural characteristics. Praise. The name Judah means praise, right? Or Yahweh thanks, or praised, or praise, or praise. That's literally what it means. A reflection of the tribe's ultimate role as leaders and exemplars of devotion. All right. Let's see. I'm going to click on dive deeper in AI mode and see what comes up. And the question is, what are the characteristics of the tribe of Judah? So it's popping up a bunch of different stuff. Military leadership. These are just things that we're going through. Throughout the period of the Israelite conquest and civil wars, Yahweh frequently designated Judah to lead the tribes into battle, signifying its prominence and bravery. Key roles in biblical history: saving Joseph, right? The brother Joseph. While not always exemplary, the tribe's founder, Judah, showed an early flash of leadership by persuading his brothers to sell Joseph into slavery rather than kill him. Because they were jealous of Joseph, and they were going to kill him. And Judah, the brother, the father of the tribes of Judah, Jacob's son Judah, he was the one who he convinced the brothers, because they were going to kill him. They're like, no, instead of killing him, let's sell him. Which both is wicked, but it's like the lesser of evils, right? Judah came up with that through the Spirit to sell Joseph instead of killing him. They were going to kill their own brother, right? And that's the tribes, man. So it says leading the camp, which I already touched on. Enduring exile, it says after the Assyrian conquest scattered the northern tribes, the southern kingdom of Judah and the core tribal group survived until the Babylonian captivity. It was Judah's remnant that eventually returned from exile to rebuild the Jerusalem and the temple, right? So endure. They have and really all the tribes, oh shit, what did I do here? All the tribes have a spirit to endure, right? But this right now, we're doing a lesson on Judah, the tribe of Judah. It says, another one here, producing the Messiah. For Christians, Judah's most significant characteristic is its role in fulfilling messianic prophecy. This lineage culminates in Yahushua, the Lion of Judah, who reigns as king forever. Okay, so now let's get some scriptures. I wanted to grab this one, Zechariah 12:7. It says, Yahweh also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. Okay? So, that what this verse means is that Yahweh was going to give Judah raising the tents is metaphorically speaking about giving the knowledge, the understanding first to the tribe of Judah. So he raised the tents of Judah first, which that's prophecy fulfilled, because the truth came through Judah here in Babylon, America. Elder Abba Bivens was from the tribe of Judah, right? And predominantly through the Spirit, the men who are teaching on the streets, the men who are on the street corners, you have a lot of Northern Kingdom raising up, but the majority of the prophets right now in the stage we're in are the tribe of Judah, right? And of course, there are some brothers out there that they appear as a Judite, but they might be a Reubenite or because we look, like even Manasseh. If you look at the tribe of Manasseh, they look like what you would call so-called black. A lot of Manassites, right? Also, Columbia, Ephraim, which those are Northern Kingdom tribes, but a lot of those brothers that are Ephraimites or Columbian, which Asher, the tribe of Asher, they actually would appear as a so-called black man. And really it's because the tribes, we all, originally the tribes were all looked like so-called brothers, so-called black men. We would have been looked like in the brothers, right? It says, but it tells you in Hosea, let's grab that real quick. A big part of the reason why not all the tribes look like, melanated and woolly hair is because of Hosea, 8? Let me see. I think it's 8, but I could be wrong. No, maybe, let me look it up. I thought it was 8. Shit, hold on. Oh yeah, Hosea 7:8. It says, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. All right. So this is going into the characteristics and the what the Ephraimites would look like, which are the southern kingdom. I'm sorry, the northern kingdom. Ephraim is the head tribe of the southern kingdom. Oh man, I keep slipping. Ephraim is the tribe of the northern kingdom, okay? Which Ephraim today is the so-called Puerto Ricans. So again, Judah, so-called American Negro. Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans. So if you look at a lot of the Ephraimites, the so-called Puerto Ricans, they look like what you would call a so-called black man. All right? And you have Puerto Ricans that they look like, the what they call Hispanic or Latino, right? And it's because they're Spanish-speaking countries, because they were conquered by the Europeans who spoke Spanish, right? So, and then that's why you have like in the South America, Brazil, which Brazilians they're the tribe of, they would be considered the Asher, right? So they speak Portuguese because they were conquered by those Europeans who were speaking Portuguese. Then you had so-called Mexicans, Medio America, that portion where they speak Spanish. Why? Because they were conquered by those Europeans from Spain, like Cortez, And so the point is Ephraim mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. So Ephraim, a cake not turned, means like if you had a pancake and you were cooking it and you didn't flip it, you didn't turn it, you're going to have one dark side and one light side. And so this is a metaphor, a parable, breaking down that the Ephraimites, and really the northern kingdom, because Ephraim, just like Judah, is when they say you see Judah in the Bible, it's talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, collectively the southern kingdom. When you see Ephraim, it's talking about all the other tribes, from Ephraim on all the way down to Issachar, which is the northern kingdom, right? But you see, northern kingdom look like a cake not turned, meaning northern kingdom comes in, well, all the tribes come in different shades nowadays, right, to this age. But overall, speaking about Ephraim, you got light skin, his so-called Hispanics, light skin Puerto Ricans. You got light skin people from the tribe of Issachar, which would be the so-called Mexicans, right? Because Ephraim is the head tribe of northern kingdom. So Mexicans are considered the tribe of Ephraim, collectively speaking, right? They have their own tribe, just not trying to confuse people, but the point being is the northern kingdom mixed himself. So technically, when you look at it, the northern kingdom we actually look like the heathen, because when you go back to the original tribes, we all were darker skin. We didn't have, like you look at a Hispanic, so-called Hispanic man, he doesn't look like a so-called black man, right? But when you go back, and this is why, because he mixed, the northern kingdom mixed themselves with the heathen. Okay. So anyway, let's go back to, we'll see what we got more to bring out on Judah. Because Judah is the head tribe, and that's what this is. This lesson is based on Judah. Okay. So yeah, and by the way, let's get that account where Judah, in his spirit, he said, "Hey, let's spare the bro Joseph. Instead of killing him, let's sell him." Genesis 37:26 says, "And Judah said unto his brethren, What profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Right? Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hands be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh, and his brethren were content." Right? So he's the one who persuaded the rest of the brethren to spare the life of the brother Joseph. Let's see. Oh, Salakia. I went to sleep late and woke up kind of early today, so I'm a little tired, but that's all right. I just need to, after this lesson, I got to get out and do some type of exercise. And brothers should be exercising, man. We got to be, taking care of our health. The elders are always, speaking on that. Let's see. What can I bring out here? Oh, shoot. That's a lot. Let's see. Let's go. All right, so let's go to Jeremiah 23 and verse 6. It says, "In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and this is the name whereby he shall be called, Yahweh our righteousness." All right, so Judah, again, represents southern kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Israel represents northern kingdom here. You know, you had the kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel. So Israel would have been Ephraim, right? And all the tribes of the northern kingdom. And I'll read them off to you real quick, just so if you're new, you know, you get that, you get that distinction of who's the northern kingdom and who is the southern kingdom, okay? Because, at the end of the day, that's what we're here. We're here to do. We're here to edify the elect. And the elect, they're going to hear this knowledge and this truth, and they're gonna hearken to it, and believe it. And if they're truly of the elect, they're going to repent. Meaning you're going to come back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. It starts out with Judah, because remember, we read in Zechariah 13:7 that Yahweh raises the tents of Judah first. Okay, and why? Because that's our leader. Those are the Judites, are the leaders. Okay, so I'm going to read, and I'll do this in every lesson since I'm going to do these characteristics of the tribes series, Lord's willing. But this is Judah. It means Yahweh thanks, and the way you say it is Yahweh da. So I'm going to read them all down the line. I'm going to read what they mean, and I'm going to say the tribe's name in Hebrew. Okay? Benjamin, the tribe of Benjamin means son of the right. Banyamyan. All right. Levi means joined to me. La ya. All right. That's how you say Levi in Hebrew. Simeon. And remember, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, that's the northern kingdom. Now I'm going to start to do I'm sorry, I keep slipping. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, southern kingdom. Okay. So-called black tribes, which, again, we would all have been darker skinned, looking like so-called black men, but because Ephraim, the head tribe of the northern kingdom, mingled with the heathen, it said we're a cake not turned. So we come in all these different shades, lighter shades of brown. Some of, even today, even back then, I'm sure you had Ephraimites or northern kingdom Israelites who look like even Caucasians. They look like so-called white men, right? Because remember, we read the spirit nowadays, because you can't go by the skin color. The spirit is going to what's bear witness. Romans 8:16 tells you that. So anyway, the head tribe of the northern kingdom starts out with Ephraim. It means I am fruitful. And you say Apa Rayam. As I say Ephraim, so-called Puerto Ricans in the Bible, okay? Let me see something real quick. And like I say, I'm going to, Lord's will, go through all the tribes, and do characteristics of each tribe, okay? All right, so you have Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, and I told you how to say it. Let's see, let me close this out. All right, so you got Ephraim, right? Head tribe of northern kingdom Israel. Then you have Simeon, affliction heard is what it means. And you say Shamiwan in Hebrew. And you have, and Simeon are the so-called Dominicans today. Okay? And then we're going to go to the next tribe is going to be Zebulun. All right. And it means dwelling in Hebrew. And you say, in Hebrew, you say Zabalawan. Zabalawan. All right. That's how you say it in Hebrew. And then Zebulun is Guatemala to Panama and the Mayans, with the so-called Mayans back in the day. That's Zebulun, Guatemala to Panama. So that Medio America, I think that's what they call it, Medio America, right between North and South America. All right, and the next tribe, and this tribe is my tribe through the Spirit. I believe I'm the tribe of Gad, G-A-D, Gad. It means troop. And the way you say Gad in Hebrew, Gad. That's how you say it in Hebrew. Okay? Foden had a chime on that. Okay, and then we get to which one did I leave off at? Okay, we'll get to the next tribe, Manasseh. And Manasseh, it means made to forget. And you say it in Hebrew, Manasseh. Manasseh. Okay? And it means made to forget. Manasseh. And those today, the Manassites are calling themselves, the ones who are still as Gentiles, the ones who are not awake, if you will, they calling themselves the Cubans. Cubans are Israelites, but that's the tribe of Manasseh. Okay? And like I say, that is means made to forget, and you say it in Hebrew, Manasseh. All right, let's see. The next tribe is going to be Reuben. The tribe of Reuben. The tribe of Reuben are the Seminole Indians, so-called, Native American Indians, the Seminoles, over there by Florida. Like through the Spirit, old Shadur Sanders and Deion Sanders, and Shiloh Sanders, those brothers, I believe through the Spirit they might be Reubenites. Let me see something real quick. Because, I believe, and it's through the Spirit, I don't think Deion knew this, but when he named his son Shadur, let me look it up too. He was in a tribe. Yeah, let me see here. Numbers, it goes into Numbers 1 and 5. I knew this too. Numbers 1 and 5, it says, "And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you of the tribes of Reuben, Eliezer the son of Shadur." So this is where Deion, he got this name. He got this name Shadur out of the Bible when he named his son Shadur. And the thing is I don't know if Deion, he may or may not know that he's a Reubenite probably. And and I told you, Reuben are the Seminole Indians. And guess who Deion played college football for? He played for the Florida State Seminoles. Okay? So that's spiritual, and I'm willing to bet good old Primetime is a Reubenite, and so is his son, Shadur, and Shiloh. And Deion Jr., right? Don't want to be leaving him out. Let's see. So I'm almost done here. Let's see. The last tribes that I'm going to read here is Asher. Asher means happy in Hebrew, and you say Ashar. Ashar. That's how you say Asher in Hebrew. You say Ashar. Ashar. Okay. And Asher is Colombia to Uruguay and the Incas. Those would have been the Ashar, the tribe of Asher. And you'd have to look at a map to see what I'm talking about, but Colombia all the way down to Uruguay, okay? And then you're going to go to Naphtali, okay? Naphtali, it means in Hebrew, my wrestling. And this is how you say it in Hebrew. Napatalia. 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 Okay? And it means my wrestling. And that's what it is, man. Those are, And then I'm still got one more to teach you. It's Issachar. And it means he is hired. That's what it means in Hebrew. And you say Yashakar. Yashakar. That's how you say Issachar in Hebrew. Yashakar. He is hired. So-called Mexicans. Alright? And that's a characteristic of the so-called Mexicans. They're hired, man. And they're hired for anything. They're hired for the jobs that these heathen that they don't want to do. And even the 2/3, the rest of these people don't want to do the jobs that Yashakar does. All right, Yashakar or Issachar. Literally, it means he is hired. That's why the so-called Mexicans. There's a saying, the Mexicans will cross the border on Sunday, and they'll be working by Monday. Because why? That's Yashakar. He is hired. They get Mexican. You can hire a Mexican to do anything, pretty much, man. And I don't mean that in a insulting fashion. I'm just saying that because a Mexican will be hired for anything. You can hire a Mexican to fix your toilet. You can hire a Mexican to do your roof. You can hire a Mexican to do your driveway. You could hire a Mexican to pick your fruit if you have a farm. You can hire a Mexican to pretty much do anything. And then it's not a bad characteristic, right? Mexicans, so-called Mexican, Yashakar, they're the hardest workers of all the tribes. Yashakar put some work on them pyramids back in ancient Egypt. Yashakar was, Yashakar was working their ass off building them pyramids. All the tribes were, but Yashakar wasn't taking no breaks. So, anyway, I'm in the Lord's will continue my series, learning more about the tribes, the gifts, and the characteristics of the tribes of Israel. I hope the lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge Al-Akyam, who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.